जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम जय 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 जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम श्रीराम जय जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम 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 जय जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम
audio is not there.
Huh? Something is telling us.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Ram Jai Ram, Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, pranam, pranam. Pranam. There was an email from a devotee in which she has quoted Papa's words. As spiritual aspirants, it will give us a lot of encouragement to pursue in our path. Papa says, why should God have created this world? We say it is for play. So you are also playing. Play the part. He is within, prompting you to do things. Do everything in that spirit. Then you will enjoy supreme bliss. The knowledge of the Atman will be constantly with you. That requires constant practice. Suddenly, you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. Suddenly, you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. In the beginning, you have to dip yourself for some time and see the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get outside. Go on dipping yourself more and more until you dissolve yourself in it. Then there is no more coming out because there is nobody to come out. You are one with the Supreme Reality. You can boldly declare, I am He, Anil Haq, Aham Brahmasmi. Go on doing sadhana. One day something in you will snap Hridayagranthi. It breaks one day and then you know you are the immortal self. Why should God have created this world? We say it is for play. So you are also playing. Play the part. He is within, prompting you to do things. Do everything in that spirit. Then you will enjoy supreme bliss. The knowledge of the Atman will be constantly with you. That requires constant practice. Suddenly you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. In the beginning, you have to dip yourself for some time and see the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get outside. Go on dipping yourself more and more until you dissolve yourself in it, and then there is no more coming out because there is nobody to come out. You are one with the Supreme Reality. You can boldly declare, I am He. Go on doing sadhana. One day something in you will snap. Hridayagranthi breaks one day, then you know that you are the immortal self. Now this quotation, if we keep on thinking, what does it touch and kindle in us? As sadhakas, as devotees, when we hear this, what does it touch and kindle in us? This particular portion. You want us to read it again?
Swamiji, 1 second, Swamiji.
Why should God have created this world? We say it is for play. So you are also playing. Play the part. He is within, prompting you to do things. Do everything in that spirit. Then you will enjoy supreme bliss. The knowledge of the Atman will be constantly with you. Then only we can say it's a play. No? That requires constant practice. Suddenly you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. In the beginning, you have to dip yourself for some time and see the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get outside. Go on dipping yourself more and more until you dissolve yourself with the Supreme Reality. You can boldly declare, I am He. Go on doing sadhana. One day something in you will snap. Hridayagranthi breaks one day, and then you know you are the immortal self.
Sakshatkara Swarup.
साक्षात्कार स्वरूप.
Okay, what? Okay. Then,
Oneness with self, Swami.
okay. The words நம்மளை என்ன டச் பண்ணுறதுனாக்க
To dive deep within and feel the Atma Swarupa.
Okay, then.
Oneself. Oneness with the self. Oneness, Swami.
Suddenly you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. In the beginning, you have to dip yourself for some time and see the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get inside. Go on dipping yourself more and more until you dissolve yourself in it.
And the constant remembrance,
Constant.
manana,
No.
is required, more required, Swamiji. Constant remembrance, manana.
Yeah, that is also covered, correct. The me and mine, understand?
Me to we.
Suddenly you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. In the beginning, you have to dip yourself for some time and see the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get outside. Go on dipping yourself more and more.
That can be done only by, Namaswaran.
We are not asking what that can be done by what. What does it touch and kindle in us? The moment we hear these words of Papa, as a sadhaka, as a devotee,
To be one-pointed and have the Omkaram always to be standard in our mind. It is grace.
anything else from anybody?
Swamiji, with the teachings of Guru, it is possible, Swamiji, gradually.
By teachings of Guru, it may be slowly possible.
What is possible? What is possible?
Dipping completely is possible with the teachings of Gurudev.
It is something not accessible, Swamiji.
Eh?
Immediately it may not be
Accessible,
successful.
Swamiji.
Can't express it.
See, I don't know how to put this. What does it touch and kindle in us? We are not asking any questions, We are not asking because that we have been telling, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to do this, we have to do that. That is not what is wanted. When we hear these words, normally what does it touch and kindle in?
Get the desire, Swamiji, to dissolve, to be, get into the thought-free state. We get the desire. When we hear this, we get the desire to get into the thought-free state.
Ah.
Wait for that blissful day. Wait for that blissful day. Keep doing the sadhanas focused and wait for that blissful day.
What is dipping?
Freedom from thoughts.
The first line is, suddenly you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. In the beginning, you have to dip yourself for some time and see the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get outside. Go on dipping yourself more and more. She is explaining about the process. What does it touch and kindle in us? One thing is that as soon as I hear, I feel, one day I will also get this. Okay. That's okay, but that is not what is What is meant by touching and kindling? All of us have been doing sadhana in our own way. So he throws them light. So first when we keep on doing the sadhana, say in our case Nama chanting, we are trying to find out whether we have been able to dip ourselves in it. That means, dipping means, to drown ourselves. Yeah. It means what? It means it can be inward journey, it can be even in the outer chanting, becoming fully conscious of the fact that he is within me, making me to chant, and so constant remembrance slowly develops. Not constant, remembrance slowly develops. And then we get some experience during that moment. So now we have been doing it, but we have never checked up. When we say today's Ramnam was very good, very inspiring, what is that? Today's Ramnam, we enjoyed. So Papa takes one more step. What is it that you enjoy? You may not be able to explain, okay. But is that joy that you get, you find it more interesting, more beneficial than the joy we get outside through our senses? The sense objects outside, through our sense organs, give us at times happiness, at times sorrow, at times bliss, at times contentment, at times tension. So many things are there. But out of that, suppose we pick that which gives us happiness, that which we have labeled as happiness. That happiness, that experience, are we comparing it with the joy we got when we were doing the sadhana?
A peace of mind with it.
Please think about it deeply. We are all doing sadhana, and many a time we feel, very nice. Okay, let it not go now. Even if it is for a split second, we will try to get it registered in our mind. What is that experience? And the experience that we get from outside, we tally. Suddenly, in the beginning, you have to dip yourself for some time and see the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get outside. Because probably this would not have struck to us. That is why through a devotee, these words of Papa, which are there in gospel, have been pointed out to us, and the prompting comes to share with you all. The moment we received the email, the devotee has quoted this. Just imagine the devotee who has been regularly writing, especially after hearing the satsang, she will write almost once in a week definitely, or twice in a week. But see how Papa is leading the devotee. It is very, 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 very inspiring. Otherwise, we would have read this, but we would not have applied our mind on this. So whatever sadhana we are doing, at least from now onwards, we will try to become aware of the joy we get. That is why we are again doing it, Why are we again doing it? If it is boring, we will not do it. So some joy, something positive we are experiencing every time when we are involved, either in Ramnam chanting or in doing seva or in inward journey. Dhyan. In various activities when we involve, we may get that experience. But that experience and the joy we receive from get outside. That means, the joy we get outside means even when we are acting, if we are being blessed with that awareness of the joy within, that is one thing. The sense organs, when they come in touch with sense objects, they also give us some various types of emotions. This and that we have been asked to compare. Then only our tendency to dip more and more, our tendency to become aware of the joy which we derive from the sadhana will become more and more. And then Papa says that will lead us to that eternal. Is that clear?
Yes, Swami, yes, Swami.
Rest of the people are not answering.
Swamiji, clear. Totally different. Some difference is there, Swami. That is time being very happy. Development of consciousness within oneself.
I will again read. Why God should have created this world? We say it is for play. So you are playing. Play the part. He is within, prompting you to do things. Do everything in that spirit. At the moment, he is prompting us to read the words of beloved Papa, brought out in the gospel and sent to us through a devotee. He is making us to go through that. So do everything we should be able to stretch it. Try. We will try. Then you will enjoy supreme bliss. That the moment we think we are thinking, talking, acting because of the prompting we get from inside, that means the me and mind will not be there at that time. So we get some joy out of it. We keep it there. And constantly we try that practice. Because suddenly we cannot enjoy the eternal bliss, Papa says here, based upon his own experience. That requires constant practice. Suddenly you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. In the beginning, we have to dip yourself for some time and see the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get outside. Then he says, go on dipping. Only when I become aware of the joy, which is superior to the joy which I experience from my contacts with the sense objects. When the sense of individuality, because of its sincere efforts, when it tries to experience that state of experience where the me and mine is not there. Probably for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. That is called one dip and come. When we go to Ganga, in South Rishikesh or what do you call, Uttarkashi or Haridwar or something, normally we used to go and have a dip. Immediately we come out. We take all the pains to go there to have this dip. At that time we feel the mind will be cleansed of all its debts. We pray to Mother Ganga, bless us with purity, and we take a dip. And you would have observed if you had gone there and that time. Normally people go there, they don't have a dip and then come out. They will come out, they will sit there for some time. Even after the so-called bath or dipping, when they remove the water content, everything, and then they will just sit there, watching the flow of Ganga and all this. You gave me an opportunity to come, have a dip in you. Kindly remove all the malas in my mind so that I will be able to become aware of his presence for a short period. Then we again go back to our place, carry on with our attitude. So this is how we think about the dip. Otherwise we would not have understood. Have a dip in the holy water and then come out. Why are we going there? Why are we taking that dip? Certainly not for washing, bathing, because if it's for bathing, you can have it in your bathroom. So something prompts you, you may not be very clear, others are doing it, I am also doing it, okay, initially. But you know it is a holy river. Just like we take the tirtha in the morning, we are not seeing it as water. It is the holy tirtha for Gurudev. So similarly, something will be there in our mind, or something should be there in our mind. And then we go and take a bath, dip. We may not be able to, in our case, we take a dip, immediately come out, again you take a dip, come out. Suppose somebody will have a resolve 3 times, I will have the dip. And then after cleaning everything, changing to the wet, dry clothes, we'll sit there.
Swamiji, why 3 times?
Anybody can do any time, It is not the question of 3 times.
No, is there any specific meaning in that?
No. We were prompted to do it, so we did, that's all. You can interpret it. I should be clear of the Adi Deviga, Adhyatmiga, Tapatraya untalla. I should be relieved from these Tapatrayas. So anything. Or I should become aware of your presence during my 3 states. Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti. I should be able to rise above the 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Like that, any interpretation. What is important is, what is it that we get out of it? Is it only an activity or something there is? Otherwise, we will not go there, But we hardly try to check up all these things. So Papa, through these words, dipping, he is asking us, whatever you do, you are prompted to do that, you are prompted to do Ramnam, you are prompted to do Seva in the right spirit, you are prompted to take to inward journey, mental chanting, witnessing, all those, you are trying again with all sincerity. But something God is giving us. It is so spontaneous that we become not aware of it. So now this particular word makes us to think, yes, why did I take the dip? What happens to me when I closely watch, when I closely chant mentally chanting Ramnam and paving the way for the emergence of the witness consciousness for a trice, okay, part of a second. I am doing it. Initially, I do it because my elder said, or my guru said, or my reverence towards guru. But later on, we find, why am I doing it? My guru told me to do it. My guru has assured me that one day you will get, something will break. One day something in you will snap. Hridayagranthi breaks one day and then you know that you are the immortal self. Please think over again and again. It's a simple, innocent expression, but so deep and so profound. Suddenly, you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. We dip and come out, we dip and come out, we dip and come out, and then finally we jump into it.
செய்த பாபங்களை எல்லாம் போக்குவதற்காக ஒரு முழுக்கு அந்த மாதிரியா?
யோஜனை பண்ணுங்க. It is not a dictum or dogma. Each one has to interpret it based upon one's own experience. From 1920 to 1922, he was taking this dip very often. And on 27th December 1922, he took the leap. With the result, Vittal Rao went. Everything that was hugging, he said, as he said, dropped off. A new birth. So for 2 years he has been trying to dip and come out, dip and come out, dip and come out. That is how we feel, because everything he has written only based upon his experience. Suddenly you cannot jump, Impulsively, suppose we jump, we will come back immediately, But at the same time, when we feel that he has touched and kindled the aspiration in us, and he is providing all facilities for us to fan it and make it blow, we should become aware of these words. So hereafter, from today onwards, whenever we are deeply involved in any type of sadhana, where we try to bring in the God dimension, all of us are doing it. Again think about it. When we are doing it, let us try. It is not correct to express, but there is no other way to express. Let us try to become aware of the experience. Again we repeat, this is not a correct statement. We try to become aware of the experience and then come out, sit. Our me and mine is back. We try to involve ourselves in various activities. There also we get some joy. Then we try to compare. When we compare, if we are blessed with the intuitive wisdom that this is more sweeter than the other one initially, this is staying with us for a long time than the other one, like that, so many things will emerge in us. And then that will prepare us to take the leap. Not that we are going to take the leap. That will prepare the leap, prepare the needed background to take the leap, and then he will push us. We don't take any leap. Suddenly it comes. Kindly think about it. It's a beautiful narration of Papa about sadhana. One angle of sadhana. All of us are doing it with all sincerity. But have we checked up this? We remember one Swami was in his I think we have shared this. When we have not, when we have, when we are offered some hot drinks like coffee or tea or hot chocolate or something, but suppose we are taking it for the first time, and then he asks, how is it? When you come out with a statement, it is good, it is okay, nothing special about it, something like that, no, we may say. We have to check up now where from this opinion has come, this evaluation has come. We may be just telling, but then the saint explained, we are giving this comment based upon our previous experience. If I have taken a quality coffee, I would have registered in my mind that it is top. Whenever I take any other coffee, and whenever somebody asks anything, mind immediately compares that experience with this experience, and then comes out with a first class. Okay. That means comparing of our previous experience. Okay. Now when we start our life, he also continued this, when we start our life, we put various goals, milestones, goals to be scaled. We put in our maximum efforts, and then when we scale the heights, when we hit the target, for a fraction of a second, we are joyful, but the next moment, we are unable to sustain that joy. Immediately, the mind shifts another goal to be scaled. We may not know this, but this is what is happening. And this is what is Papa now gently pointing out to us. See the difference between the joy you get in that and the happiness you get outside. Comparing. All of us, many of us are senior citizens, so definitely it will be easy for us to parade before us what all we have gone through, right from our childhood as much as we remember. Every time, what was our motive for our actions? Studying for what? Then after studies, for what? Then for a good placement, then for what? Then to have a good family, then what? Like the basic comforts, little more comforts, a house, a vehicle. Every time when we buy, every time we attain that, are we becoming full or full? If we have become full, we would have stopped it now. The moment we get it, we lose it. The moment we get it, we lose it. Why are we not feeling? So the Swami said, we are all Brahman, we are all bliss absolute. We are all that Purnam. Inherently, intrinsically, we are that. So whenever we feel we have hit the target, when the mind goes, immediately the indwelling reality says, what is this? That will go after some time. So with the moment that comparison takes place, we have lost the fullness. It was very, I don't know whether we have correctly brought it out. You got that idea, no? We have to parade our life before that, then see for ourselves, not as an academic exercise. We see our own life. 10th year, 15th year, 20th year, 25th year, 30th year, 40th year, 50th year, 60th year. So basically, God is within us. He is who is full and complete. Purnam. That is why we will not allow us to get ourselves satisfied with anything lesser than that. So though He gives you a long rope to feel the fullness for a fraction of a second, we remember our days when we wrote for the SSLC exam and how we were looking for the result. On those days, it has to come in the paper. The paper will come at only 9:30, 10 o'clock in our village. The first bus which has to come from Calicut, it has to be. So we were all patiently waiting at the bus stop where that agent will come and collect the bundle of papers to be distributed in that area. So as soon as the bundle was given, the bus goes. Immediately we all crowd around the person and he unties it. We have no patience. Immediately one paper we snatch from him and look at it. We are unable to look. We don't see our number. Get dejected for a moment. Somebody says, "What is your number?" Something like 560257. We are talking about 1959 March. So as soon as, he said, "It is there." We have to look, Then, for a section, we are now recollecting. The joy, the inexplicable joy. Started running towards home and declared. Okay, mother then prepared some payasam. It was distributed to the staff where father was working. We walked about 3 more miles to take the payasam and distribute. All those things are vivid. But by evening, what is next? No? The joy we got that particular moment, no? It faded. Similarly, when we got the appointment order, like that, we keep on parading. Every time. He did give us a glimpse and then made us. At that time, we were preoccupied with our activities concerned. We never bothered. So when we kept on doing this, then what are we doing? Where are we being led? We are led. All these things, we keep on. You can hear?
Oh, they are able to hear.
Not yet gone.
Huh?
It is not
It is not yet gone from.
You can hear?
Hari Om.
Yes, Swamiji. Yes, Swamiji. Yes, Swamiji.
All are either in a sleeping mood or in a meditative mood. I find so many people are attending.
நீங்க எங்க ஒரு 100 வருஷமா 5 10 வருஷம் முன்னாடி போத்துட்டீங்களே 5 10 15 20 25 எல்லாம் போய் கோகாக் அப்படின்ட்டீங்க அதெல்லாம் ஞாபகம் வருது.
Correct. That is good.
அந்த திருவேணி சங்கமம் தான் எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் விளக்கம் தேவை. அதுல என்ன எப்படி குளிச்சா அதனால என்ன
எப்படி அவாவா நிச்சயிக்கிறதான். குளிக்கிற மாதிரி நினைச்சுட்டு அவளுக்கு குளிக்கிற மாதிரி தோணும். அது நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறதாக அது. பிரசாதமாக எடுத்துக்கிட்டா பிரசாதமாக தோணும். ஈட்டபிளாக எடுத்துக்கிட்டா ஈட்டபிளாக தோணும். தீர்த்தமாக எடுத்துக்கிட்டா தீர்த்தமாக தோணும். தண்ணியாக எடுத்துக்கிட்டா தண்ணியாக தோணும். நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறது தானே அது. நம்ம எந்த பாவனையோடு போகிறோம். எல்லா கோவில்லையும் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும். இப்போ கேரளாவில் சொன்னீங்கன்னா இப்போ பாப்பா போனார் திருப்பதி பாப்பநாசினி ரிமெம்பர். அந்த மாதிரி இப்போ நம்ம இந்த சப்தகோடி மகாதீர்த்தம் சொல்லி சொல்லுவோமே, பூஜையில் ஆவாகனம் பண்ணுவோமே. Gangaye Namaha, Yamunaye Namaha, Godavari Namaha, Sindhave Namaha, Kaveri Namaha, Narmadaye Namaha, Krishnaye Namaha, Saptakodi Mahatirtham Avahayami Diya. And the over, when we go to each and every river, such holy rivers, normally our ancestors have named these as holy rivers. So when we go there, now from the ashram, it is very near the Udbhav of Kaveri. So when we go there, we take a dip there. We don't take it, we have not gone and take a dip. We will wash, that's all. We will go there definitely. And then wash our face and feet and everything and apply on our head. And then we pray. You brought us here to have the darshan of you. And we have been told that with faith, if we do this, you will cleanse our mind. You will encourage more and more devotion in our heart. You will help us to accept the supremacy of the indwelling and all-pervading reality. You will help us to reduce the dominance of me and mine. Like that, so many things, you know. So when we see Narmade, normally people used to say we don't have to take a dip. To have the darshan of Narmada river itself purifies. So like that, we try to understand the Salapuranam, and with that bhavana, we do that, and we get joy. So whether 3 times or 4 times, anybody can interpret it in any way. If we don't find any interpretation, we have this simple interpretation, that you are flowing, you know. You are flowing, you are not getting stagnated. That means I must keep on trying. And a flowing water will be always crystal clear, pure. Stunted water will not be like that. So you are teaching me so many things. And your water is so clear. Let my mind also be so clear. All those thoughts, you know, not simply going and coming or seeing a waterfall, something like that, no. In the Indian philosophy, our Sanatana Dharma gives importance for all these things. And later on, when we develop this to the 7, whenever we see a river, whenever we go to beach, we will touch the water, we will do the same thing wherever we are. Because everywhere it is the same water, we realize. But initially I may not see holiness. So when I do with holiness, when I go there, when Puja Swamiji dropped the body, devotees wanted to immerse the ashes in all these, as many as holy water. So in Triveni Sangamam, in Godavari, in Krishna, in Kaveri, and when all these things were done, somebody also said, nothing in Kerala. So a sacred spot is there in Tirunavaya, Bharatapura, supposed to be a very sacred one. So devotees went there and they are immersed. All these things let us not localize there, no? It has got something for us to learn. Later on, any water we see, we will develop the same attitude. So the dipping, you know, all these things came because Papa used the word dipping. So we will again read that. The knowledge of the Atman should be constantly with you. That requires constant practice. Suddenly you cannot jump into the infinite ocean of bliss. That means I should not get dejected or dispirited. Na? Why so many years I have been doing, I have not been able to get anything tangible. No. I have not tried this dipping business. I am doing Ramnam. I am leading a righteous life. I try to quieten my mind. Everything is okay, valid. But every now and then we have to check up, are we deriving the joy? And then the next step is, suppose we compare the joy with the joy we get outside. Then our what do you call, the aptitude or inclination to get this one more and more. That will get, automated. Yeah. And then Papa assures, go on dipping yourself more and more until you dissolve yourself in it. Then there is no more coming out because there is nobody to come out. You are one with the Supreme Reality. So one day something in you will snap. Hridayagranthi breaks one day and then you know that you are the immortal self. Those who are interested, those who have the book, here now, the previous gospel we split into 3, latest. And in this 3rd volume it is there. Previously it was all one only. But later on, now we have split it into 3 volumes. So in that, the 3rd volume, you will find this. You put a control, a fine dip, immediately it will give you. Very nice. Every now and then we should try. Not merely reading, manana, manana, manana. And not merely manana, comparing with our experience. Let it not become an intellectual exercise. You will all remember when we started this slow chanting Ramnam, no? Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. As soon as we stop, because nobody is in a hurry to chant. If you closely watch when this was tried, last year, during our centenary celebrations, every day morning, if you remember right, 6:30 in the morning, we all assemble in Panchavati Pandal. Ladies one side, gents one side. Somebody will do this slow chanting Ramnam. Everyone was enthusiastically taking part. Then only they move for flower offering. Now we are asking ourselves, what is it that made us to feel comfortable in that chanting? I won't say happy. Otherwise, we did not ask anybody to come and join. We will first chant for some time, then somebody will relieve us. Because everyone would like to enjoy that state, not merely chanting. The joy is there in this, in the slow chanting. The joy that is derived from the slow chanting, it should be felt. All these expressions are not right anyway. That is the only way we can express it. So what is it that prompted us to join this program? What is it that happened as soon as the chanting stopped and the next chanting started? So all these things are there. Okay, why reading. All these things have been pointed out by Papa previously. It was brought out in the inward journey. We were chanting, we spend some time and go back. No. When this inward chanting was taken up, the slow chanting was taken up, we were able to understand something of what he said.
Can we say that we dwell in that nama for more deeply and try to enjoy the essence of the namas more by slow chanting? Guruji may have to correct me if I am wrong, because what we feel is at least the slow chanting gives you more and more time to recapitulate yourself and try to dwell more in that and try to experience the what you say, the sense or the pleasure of the nama. Is it?
You just hear what he said. By concentrating your mind on the sound of the name, the mind absorbs the name, and thereafter mental repetition starts. Silent, that is called, here the same thing is. But it is very difficult where there are external disturbances. It needs perfect solitude. When Ramnam is repeated mentally, the mind becomes gradually still, and the repetition stops when the mind is perfectly still. It does not remain still for a long time, and the moment it is disturbed, repetition of Ramnam starts again. The effort now is to lengthen the period of that stillness. Om. There's a stillness, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. As much as possible, if we stretch, we can see how the mind behaves. The effort now is to lengthen the period of stillness. That is, from the time Ramnam stopped till it started again. By constant practice, the duration of the stillness is increased until at last it becomes permanent. Don't, Shruti, don't disturb.
Papa is talking about external.
No.
Anandashram party for LGF is there. F22 stadium. He's admitted to hospital. He's okay. Access கொடுத்துருக்கா. Access கொடுத்துருக்கா. One after
Sure.
It's okay.
Okay. So this slow chanting Ramnam, now we are just doing it as a discipline. Somebody does it, we are following it. Now we are trying to understand whether we are in a position to feel something positive in it. That one, constantly we try and develop it. And the next one is whatever joy we get from the outside, we try to combine. You can continue. Don't ask him to stop. He must be in the, we know what job we have to run. Let him continue. So go on dipping yourself more and more until you dissolve yourself in it. Kindly think about it more and more. Tomorrow let us see how it can be better understood, better felt, not understood, better felt. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.